Hello, mic test, mic test, mic test. Hello, mic test. Change outfit. Kasi this is so informal that you won't
Biar kok online. Ya,
Mang? Na kay 350, Mang? Or mo pwede? Di, balik mo na po niya or ugma. Cambio. Tapos pagkatapos sa kanya magba... Kaya for sure, pagkatapos ani, malakit akong likod. Sige, nanan ako kung... Oh. Ama ba sila ka? Bayaran ko man.
May 200 ka pa?
Napawangan ko. Nak madunggan mo music lang. Mapapunta ko ka rin.
Saan ito? Pero
Diri.
Saan?
Hello, future LPDs. Good evening. Kindly send this live video to your friends or to whoever you know that will be taking the licensure examination for professional teachers this coming September. Pasend na po sa kanila nung link so that we can start. After 5 minutes, we'll start our session. Again, for those na nandito na po sa live, kindly tell your friends that we are going to start the review session within 3 minutes. So please send them the video so that we can start right away with our review. Okay. Now, good evening, everyone. For those who don't know me yet, I am Sir Madi. I am a graduate of Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Biology, and I also passed the board licensure examination for professional teachers during 2022. For those who don't know me yet, we'll just continue our lesson last time. So I believe if you already watched the video last time, you'll notice that we actually get stopped at exactly the 35th item. Now we'll just continue with that one. We'll proceed with the 36th item up until at least 85, or the item number 35, and I hope everybody will participate. If you were inside na po the live, and you know the answer during our lecture, do not hesitate to please comment your answer on the comment box. Okay, now let's start. Again, are you ready? Well, everybody must be ready for the upcoming licensure examination for teachers, and I believe everyone here in the TCRC or Teacher CP Review Center will become LPTs. So let's pray for that one. Okay? Now ready? Let's start. Now for the 36th question, which gland is often referred to as the master gland because it controls the function of other endocrine glands? A. Hypothalamus, B. Pituitary gland, C. Pineal gland, or D. Thyroid gland. Again, which gland is often referred to as the master gland because it controls the function of other endocrine glands? A. Hypothalamus, B. Pituitary gland, C. Pineal gland, or letter D. Thyroid gland. If you know the answer, please comment down your answer in our comment box. You have 10 seconds to answer. Okay, time's up. Now, when we say endocrine glands, these are, or endocrine system to be specific, this is the body system of our, or body network of glands in our body that makes and release hormones that facilitates chemical changes in our body. Okay? Now, these hormones actually serves as the chemical messengers that travels through the blood to regulate some important processes in our body for growth, for metabolism, for reproduction, and even for stress response. Now, the question here is, what is the master gland of our endocrine system? Now, if we say, or if you heard the master gland, automatically the answer for that one is the hypothalamus. Why? Hypothalamus po controls the function of the pituitary gland and some other glands under endocrine gland. Now, si pituitary gland naman po ang nagre-release ng most of the hormones that we have in our body. Now, because hypothalamus controls these glands, that that's the main reason why it is called its master glands. Okay? Now, question number 37. Which gland is responsible for regulating sleep patterns and the production of melatonin? Okay, again, which gland is responsible for regulating sleep patterns and the production of melatonin? Now, ano po ba yung nagre-regulate? Ano yung kumokontrol ng sleeping patterns ng isang tao? Anong gland yung responsible for that one? Now, is it A, hypothalamus, B, pituitary gland, C, pineal gland, or D, thyroid gland? Again, is it A, hypothalamus, B, pituitary gland, C, pineal gland, or D, thyroid gland? I'll give you 10 seconds to think what the correct answer should be in this question. Okay. Now, for this question, the answer will be pineal gland. Now, I will be giving you a chart later of these glands and what are they for. So, you will be given at least 5 seconds to take a screenshot of each slide for that, what do you call this? Diagram or graph, or how do you call this? Basically, it's a diagram that shows the parts or the what do you call this, components ng ating endocrine gland, and it will also highlight its function. Okay, now that's not hypothalamus that controls your sleeping patterns. That's also not the pituitary gland and not the thyroid gland. Now, 38. Which gland produces hormones that controls the body's metabolism and energy levels? Again, when we are talking about body's metabolism and energy levels, what or which gland produces that hormones that controls that specific na function? Is it A, hypothalamus, B, pituitary gland, C, pineal gland, or D, thyroid gland? Again, is it hypothalamus, pituitary gland, pineal gland, or letter D, thyroid gland? I'll give you 10 seconds to think for the right answer, then another 5 seconds to comment down your answer on your comment box. Okay, time's up. Please give me your answer. Okay, for this question, the answer will be thyroid gland. Again, when we are talking about metabolism and energy levels, that should be thyroid gland. Pineal gland for your sleeping patterns, thyroid gland for metabolism and energy levels, hypothalamus naman si master gland. Okay? Next. Now, if you are wondering how or where to locate your thyroid gland, this is your thyroid gland here. It is located in your neck na part. There you go. Then si hypothalamus naman is located in the brain na part, and below it is your pituitary gland. Okay? Now, next question. Which gland plays a crucial role in calcium regulation and bone metabolism? Again, which gland plays a crucial role in calcium regulation and bone metabolism? A. Pituitary gland, B. Pineal gland, C. Thyroid gland, or D. Parathyroid gland. Again, is it A. Pituitary gland, B. Pineal gland, C. Thyroid gland, or D. Parathyroid gland? You have 10 seconds to answer. Okay, time's up. 5 seconds to comment your Okay, there's a wait lang ha. Wait lang, Ma'am. Is this Ma'am Gliseldo? Okay. Which we'll repeat number 36. Which gland is often referred to as the master gland because it controls the function of other endocrine glands? For this, there's two kasi na pwedeng maging answer here. The hypothalamus and the pituitary gland. But, let's have this, another clue here, which states that, it controls the functions of the other endocrine glands. So by this definition or by this clue, it is pointing out to hypothalamus. This one is pointing out for hypothalamus. Yun pong description that it controls the functions of other endocrine glands that points out to hypothalamus. Okay? Now, let's go back to number 39. For question number 39, for this question naman po, the answer will be parathyroid gland. Again, when we hear calcium regulation and bone metabolism, automatically that's under parathyroid gland. Okay? Now, next question. Which gland produces hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline, which are involved in the body's response to stress? A. Adrenal glands, B. Hypothalamus, C. Pituitary gland, or D. Pineal gland. Again, which gland produces hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline, which are involved in the body's response to stress? A. Adrenal glands, B. Hypothalamus, C. Pituitary gland, or D. Pineal gland. You have 10 seconds to answer this one. I'll give you another 5 seconds to comment down your answer. Time starts now. Okay, time's up. 5 seconds to, what you call this? To comment down your answer. Okay, for this question naman po, the answer will be adrenal gland. It's actually, mas madali siyang matatandaan if meron yung term na adrenaline. Kasi sa adrenal is producing adrenaline, or adrenal glands produces adrenal glands produces adrenaline, the hormones adrenaline, which is responsible for the body's response to stress. Okay? Now, here are the lists of the glands that we have in our body. First, we have the hypothalamus. This produces hormones that stimulates or inhibits the release of hormones from the pituitary gland. Okay? Now, si pituitary gland ang kinokontrol ni hypothalamus, and si hypothalamus naman produces numerous hormones that affects target tissues directly or stimulates other endocrine glands. Pineal gland naman is the gland that produces melatonin, which helps regulate sleep-wake cycles. So, ang inyo pong circadian rhythm is greatly affected by your pineal gland. Okay? Now, si thyroid gland naman releases thyroid hormones, which regulates metabolism. Now, pag nagkakaproblema po ang thyroid glands natin, usually, when a person is lacking iodine in their body, they develop problems on their thyroid gland. And that's called parathyroid thyroidism. Okay? Now, another na yung nasa likod naman po ni thyroid is called the parathyroid gland. Now, si parathyroid gland naman secretes parathyroid hormones, or also known as the parat hormones, which helps regulate the blood calcium. This calcium is responsible for, this calcium helps the body on its maintenance in our bones. Okay? Now, next naman is our adrenal gland. Si adrenal gland naman produces hormones that regulates kidney functions and contribute to body stress response. So, again, pag sinabi nating adrenaline, yan ay pinoproduce po ng ating adrenal glands. Okay? Now, si pancreas, on the other hand, is also a gland. Si pancreas po is also a gland. Now, it releases hormones that regulates blood glucose level. So, usually po, pag dysfunctional ang pancreas ng isang tao, nagkakaroon sila ng, what you call this? Diabetes. Okay? Or they get to have problem on their blood sugar level. Now, for the girls, you also have the ovaries. They produces estrogen and progesterone, which mediates monthly changes in the uterine lining and promote secondary sex characteristics. So, si ovaries din po ang bibigay ng signal when will a girl or a woman will have their secondary growth on their bodies. Now, these are the hormones that are not usually, but that are produced by these glands. So, sa kay hypothalamus, these are its hormones. Now, sa kay pituitary naman, which is divided into two parts, si posterior and the anterior na part ng ating what you call this pituitary gland. These are its what do you call this? Hormones. We have oxytocin, anti-diuretic hormones. We also have growth hormones that's produced sa anterior pituitary gland. We also have prolactin, follicle stimulating hormones. Almost all of those hormones po are produced sa kay pituitary gland. Now, we have here thyroid gland and parathyroid gland here. Please take note that thyroid gland stimulates and maintains the metabolic processes of our body, and they lowers blood calcium levels. Now, si parathyroid naman, on the other hand, ang nagre-raise ng blood calcium level. Pancreas, sa blood sugar, we have here insulin and glucagon. Si adrenal gland naman is for the, what do you call this? Adrenaline, the fight or flight na response ng body. And for the gonads naman, we have the testes and the ovaries. Testes for the males, ovaries for the females. Then, the main hormones na nire-release ni testes is the androgens. Estrogens naman for ovaries. Okay? Pineal gland for melatonin. Melatonin controls the, what you call this, the body's circadian rhythm. By the way, kindly tell me ha, mag-comment po kayo sa comment section if napuputol-putol yung boses ko so that I can take action on my internet connection. Okay? Now, for item number 41, which endocrine disorder is characterized by the underactive thyroid gland leading to symptoms such as fatigue, weight gain, and sensitivity to cold? Again, which endocrine disorder is characterized by an underactive thyroid gland leading to a symptom such as fatigue, weight gain, and sensitivity to cold? A, we have diabetes mellitus. B, hypothyroidism. C, Cushing syndrome. Or D, Addison syndrome. Again, A, diabetes mellitus. B, hypothyroidism. Letter C, Cushing's syndrome. Or letter D, Addison's syndrome. You have 10 seconds to answer this one. Okay, 5 seconds to comment down your answer. Okay, the answer for this is hypothyroidism. Now, again, when we say diabetes mellitus, ito po yung pagtaas ng level ng ating blood sugar in our system. Hypothyroidism, ito yung nagkaka-problem yung thyroid gland natin, which in turns, kasi nga, it's underactive, hindi siya masyadong active on producing the supposed hormones that it is supposed to what you call this, to release. Then it leads to symptoms like fatigue, weight gain, kasi hindi niya na naaayos yung metabolism, and sensitivity to cold. Kasi when you have a proper what do you call this, metabolism, then you would also have proper regulation of heat in your body. For Cushing syndrome and Addison syndrome, we'll discuss that later. Okay, question number 42. Which endocrine disorder is characterized by the body's inability to regulate blood sugar levels due to insufficient insulin production or resistant to insulin? Again, key term here, we have regulation of blood sugar. Is it diabetes mellitus, hypothyroidism, Cushing's syndrome, or Addison's disease? Again, is it diabetes mellitus, hypothyroidism, Cushing's syndrome, or Addison's disease? I'll give you 10 seconds to answer this one. Then, after that, 5 seconds to comment down your answer on your comment box. Your time starts now. Okay, time's up. Now, again, pag ang may problema na is ang production ng or regulation ng blood sugar, automatically doon na yan sa kay diabetes mellitus. Okay? That's letter A. Number 43. Which endocrine disorder is caused by excessive production of cortisol hormones leading to weight gain, elevated blood pressure, and rounded moon phase? O, ito. Meron kang mga, what do you call this? Clue. Cortisol hormones. Nagkakaroon ka ng weight gain. Nagkakaroon ka din ng round moon phase. 10 seconds to answer this one. Then, 5 seconds to comment down your answers. Okay? Now, when we say excessive production of cortisol hormones, that's for Cushing's syndrome. So, this is how it looks like. A person with Cushing's syndrome looks like this. Yung kanilang nape, yung nasa likod nila, tends to have fat pad. This is usually evident dun sa mga tao na malalakas kumain ng cholesterol, yung taba, and yung likod nila, it forms bump, but if you touch it, it's soft because it's made up of fats, and that fat is called buffalo hump. Then when you look at their belly naman po at saka yung sa likod, actually pati sa may underarm nila, it forms stretch marks. Pati yung nasa legs nila, meron pong stretch marks dyan. Then, they have these thin arms and legs. Yung legs nila and yung, what you call this, yung kanilang arms are thin than the usual one. Then, they also have or tend to have thin skin bruising. Nagkakaroon po sila ng mga pasa-pasa. And then, they have extra face and body hairs. So, these are the characteristics of someone who's suffering from Cushing's syndrome. Okay? Now, next. For number 44, which endocrine disorder is characterized by the failure of the adrenal gland to produce sufficient cortisol and aldosterone hormones? Again, pag ang problema na po is galing sa kay adrenal gland and meron siyang insufficiency in the production of cortisol and aldosterone hormones, that's automatically your Addison's disease. Anyway, tapos naman na din si diabetes mellitus, hypothyroidism, and Cushing syndrome kanina. Now, how does this actually works? Now, a person with Addison's disease tends to get, or nagkakaroon sila ng hyperpigmentation on their faces. They have low blood pressure. They usually feel weakness and bigla ang pagkakaroon ng weight loss. And they also have nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, constipation, and abdominal pain. These are normal na symptoms if you have Addison's disease. Now, if your adrenal gland have crisis or have problem, usually a person suffering, or a person who has problem on their adrenal gland experiences fever, syncope, convulsions, and hypoglycemia. Okay? Now, this is because your adrenal glands does not produce sufficient steroid hormones necessary for your body to function well. Okay? Number 45. Which endocrine disorder is characterized by the overproduction of growth hormones in adulthood, resulting in the enlargement of hands, your feet, and your facial features? Now, usually, in our adulthood na stage, growth on specific na areas stops, or if it doesn't stops, it proceeds in a very minimal na na progress. Now, anong endocrine disorder daw ang characterized by the overproduction of growth hormones in an adulthood, resulting in the enlargement of your hands, feet, and facial features? Is it diabetes mellitus? Or is it hypothyroidism? Is it Cushing's syndrome? Or is it acromegaly? Now, we've already discussed what diabetes mellitus, hypothyroidism, and Cushing syndrome is. Now, for acromegaly naman po, a person who has acromegaly has these prominent na chin and jaw, because a usual person who has a normal production of the hormones for growth, hindi naman po sila nagpo-produce ng over na growth for some areas in your facial areas, hands, and your feet. Pag tingnan mo po yung mga taong may acromegaly, pag pinaganyan mo po yung kamay nila, they have a very, very big hands. Also, their feet are malalaki din po. Okay? Now, question. Which of the following is an example of exocrine gland? Kanina, ang dinadiscuss po natin are endocrine gland. Now, ano naman po ang exocrine gland? Now, which among these glands is an example of exocrine gland? Is it thyroid gland, adrenal gland, salivary gland, or pineal gland? Again, is it thyroid gland, adrenal gland, salivary gland, or pineal gland? You have 10 seconds to decide which one is your answer, and 5 seconds to comment down your answer. Okay, 5 seconds to comment down your answer. Okay, for this one, the answer will be salivary gland. Now, ano po ba? Wait lang po ha, asa na yung cursor ko? Ano po ba ang tinatawag nating exocrine gland? Now, kanina ang sinabi natin, endocrine glands are those glands sa body natin that produces hormones, and these hormones are basically nire-release sa bloodstream natin just to go where it should go and function as it should function. Now, sa exocrine naman, or the exocrine system, or the exocrine glands, these are glands that releases their secretion through ducts or tubes, either in outside the body or into the body cavities or organs. Now, they don't release hormones into the bloodstream, and they secrete things like enzymes, sweats, saliva, mucus, and oil. Hindi po hormones ang nilalabas ng mga glands under exocrine gland. Now, as you remember it kanina sa discussion natin, thyroid gland releases hormones that controls your pituitary gland. Si adrenal gland din naman po controls your adrenaline production, steroid production. Sa kay letter D naman po, pineal gland is the gland responsible for your circadian rhythm. Sorry. Now, question number 47. What is the primary function of exocrine gland? A. Production of hormones. B. Regulation of metabolism. C. Secretion of enzymes and fluids onto the body surfaces or into ducts. Letter D. Control the body temperature. Again, A. Production of hormones. B. Regulation of metabolism. C. Secretion of enzymes and fluids onto body surfaces or into ducts. Or letter D. Control of body temperature. Now, bago ko lang po ito discuss, give me your answer after 10 seconds and 5 seconds to comment down your answer on your comment box. Okay, time's up. You have 5 seconds to comment down your answer for number 47. Okay. Now, for this, kanina, diniscuss ko na po, exocrine is responsible for the secretion of enzymes and fluids onto body surfaces or into ducts or tubes. Hindi na po nila nire-release into the bloodstream yung nire-release nila na mga materials. Okay? Now, number 48 naman po, which organs or organ contains exocrine gland that produces digestive enzymes to break down food? Again, which organ contains exocrine glands that produce digestive enzymes to break down food? A. Liver, B. Pancreas, C. Spleen, or D. Kidney? Again, I'll repeat it. Which organ contains exocrine glands that produce digestive enzymes to break down food? A. Liver, B. Pancreas, C. Spleen, or D. Kidney? You'll have 10 seconds to answer this question. Okay. 5 seconds to put your answer on your comment box. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer is pancreas, letter B. Now, the pancreas have both endocrine and exocrine functions. Tandaan po natin ha, si pancreas is double ang kanyang function. Pwede siyang mag-function as endocrine or pwede din siyang mag-function as exocrine. Now, for its endocrine function, it releases hormones like insulin and glucagon na sinasabi natin kanina that regulates blood pressure blood sugar level of a person. Again, sa kay endocrine po, ang function ni pancreas kay endocrine, it releases hormones like insulin and glucagon which regulates the blood sugar of our body. Now, sa kay exocrine naman na function ni pancreas, it produces digestive enzyme like amylase, lipase, protease that are bicarbonates which ang ginagawa po nila, these are released through the pancreatic duct into the small intestine. Pinapasok po siya kay small intestine to help break down the carbohydrates na napapasa po kay small intestine. Hindi lang po carbohydrates, pati yung fats and proteins. Now, si liver naman, it makes bile. But these are not enzyme, but this helps digest fats. Spleen, on the other hand, is a part of your immune system that filters blood. Sa kay kidney naman po, this filters waste and maintains fluid balance of our body, not digestive. Okay? Now, question. Which of the following is not a major organ of the excretory system? A. Kidney, B. Liver, C. Bladder, or D. Urethra? Again, which of the following is not a major organ of the excretory system? A. Kidney, B. Liver, C. Bladder, D. Urethra. You have 10 seconds to answer this one. Then 5 seconds po to comment down your answer. Thank you, Sir Clayton, for actively participating in our lecture. Okay, 10 seconds is up. You have 5 seconds to comment down your answer sa ating comment box. Now, for this one, the answer will be liver. Okay? Now, liver, kidneys, bladder, and urethra are all major organs, okay, ng they are all organ of the excretory system. But when we are talking about the major na organ ng ating excretory system, again, kidney, bladder, and urethra, these three organs are major na organ ng ating excretory system. Liver, on the other hand, plays an important role in detoxification and metabolism, but it's not considered part of the excretory system, but it is actually considered part of the digestive system. Again, when we are talking about excretory system, nandyan po si kidney, si bladder, si urethra, pero si liver, that's under our digestive system, which makes it the wrong choice for this question. Okay? Now, question number 50. what is the primary function of the excretory system? A. Regulation of body temperature. B. Transport of oxygen to body tissues. Letter C. Elimination of waste products from the body. Or letter D. Production of red blood cells. Again, ulitin ko po. What is the primary function of the excretory system? A. Regulation of body temperature. Sorry for the ingay kasi merong dumadaan na eroplano po. Letter B. Transport of oxygen to body tissues. Letter C. Elimination of waste products from the body. Or letter D. Production of red blood cells. You have 10 seconds to answer this one and 5 seconds to comment down your answer. Okay, 5 seconds to answer. Okay. Now, isa-isahin po natin yung ating mga choices, ha? First, asa na po ang aking? Ayun. Found it. Now, when we say regulation of body temperature, hindi po yan function ng excretory system. But, that is a function of your integumentary system. Now, why do we say so? Kasi sa integumentary system po, nandyan sa kanya si skin, nandyan sa kanya si sweat glands, which are responsible for the regulation of body temperature of our body. Okay, tayo doon. Now, for letter B naman po, transport of oxygen to the body. This is not also a function of your excretory system, but rather the function of your circulatory system. How do they transport the oxygen to the body tissues? That's through circulation of blood. Nasa kay blood po, sumasakay yung oxygen at pinapasa po niya sa body tissues ng ating katawan. Okay? Now, also, production of red blood cells is not the function of your excretory system. Okay? Now, this production of red blood cells is primarily done by your bone marrow through the kidneys help by producing erythropoietin. Now, again, your bone marrow is not part of the excretory system. Thus, this function doesn't connect to the excretory system, which leaves us to the letter C, the elimination of waste products from the body. Okay, tayo doon? Now, paano po ba nagkakaroon or nangyayari yung what do you call this? Yung excretion sa body natin. First, pumupunta po yan sa ang waste pumupunta kay kidney, dumadaan kay kidney, sinasala ni kidney. Now, pupunta siya kay ureter, then matatambak doon sa kay bladder mo po, then kay urethra, then exit to the body. Okay? Now, question number 51. Which of the following is the main waste product eliminated by the excretory system? Again, which of the following is the main waste product eliminated by the excretory system? A. Carbon dioxide. B. Glucose. C. Urea. Or D. Water. You have 10 seconds to answer this one. Okay, 5 seconds to comment down your answer. Okay, the answer for this one is urea. Okay? Para mas madali siyang tandaan, ang excretory system, ang kanyang final waste product is urine. Urea. Urine, urea. Okay? Si carbon dioxide po, that's for the respiratory system. Kay water, that's getting intake by our body. Hindi yan siya it's not eliminated by the body. Also the glucose, yan ay kailangan ng body, not its waste product. Question: which organ in the excretory system is responsible for filtering waste products from the blood? Is it A, bladder, B, ureter, C, kidney, or D, urethra? I hope medyo clear ang answer dito, no? Again, which organ in the excretory system is responsible for filtering waste products from the blood? Is it A, bladder, B, ureter, C, kidney, or letter D, urethra? Okay? 10 seconds to answer this one. Okay. Now, kagaya na sinabi ko kanina, actually, diniscuss ko to kanina isa-isa. Si bladder, ang ginagawa niya po, it stores the urine. It doesn't filter. Si bladder, sa kanya po na store ang urine. Si urethra naman po, it's a passageway that carries urine out of the body. Diyan po dumadaan ang inyong, what you call this, yung inyong ihe. Si urea naman po, yan yung ine-excrete ng body. Okay? Now, that leaves us with kidney as the final answer. Question number 53. What is the function or functional unit of the kidney responsible for filtering blood and forming urine? A, nephrons, B, alveolus, C, neuron, or D, myocytes? Again, what is the functional unit of the kidney responsible for filtering blood and forming urine? A, nephron, B, alveolus, C, neuron, or D, myocytes? You have 10 seconds to answer this question. Okay, time's up. Now, let us discuss this one by one. When we see myocytes, these are muscle cells. Okay? Muscle cells po ito, responsible for contraction. Responsible po yan for contraction. Si neuron naman po, sa hindi nakakaalam, that's your nerve cells. Nerve cells lang po yan. It helps you transmit messages or signals all throughout your body. Alveolus naman po, ang tawag dun sa tiny air sacs ng nasa lungs. Okay? Again, alveolus, nakikita sa lungs. Neurons, that's for nervous system. Myocytes, that's for your muscles. Okay? That means the answer for this one is nephrons. So, nephrons are just the tiny functional units of kidneys that filters blood and removes waste, and they also forms urine. Sorry. Let me drink first. Okay. Question number 54. Why is the excretory system important for maintaining homeostasis in the body? A, to regulate body temperature. B, to eliminate metabolic waste products. C, to produce red blood cells. Or letter D, to control hormone production. Now, for this question, uulitin ko the organ systems that regulates the body temperature is for the integumentary system. Sa produce red blood cells, that's for red bone marrows. for controlling of hormone production. That's for your hypothalamus, and that's under endocrine system, which leaves us with the answer to eliminate metabolic waste product, which is the major function of your excretory system. Okay? Question number 55. How does the excretory system remove nitrogenous waste from the body? A. Through the integumentary system. B. Through the digestive system. C. Through the circulatory system. Or letter D. Through the urinary system. Again, paano daw po nilalabas ng excretory system ang nitrogenous waste ng body? A. Through the integumentary system. B. Through the digestive system. C. Through the circulatory system. Or letter D. Through the urinary system. 10 seconds to answer this one. And again, I'll give you 5 seconds to comment down your answer.
Isok. Pusa. Sabi ko na wala kong isa ka post na i-edit kito. Kaya i-approve ang poke ng
Okay. 5 seconds to answer in the comment section. Answer for this one is letter D. That's through the urinary system. Okay? Now, nitrogenous waste like urea, uric acid, and creatinine came from the breakdown of proteins and nucleic acids. Now, the kidneys, or your kidneys, will filter these waste from the bloodstream to form urine. Lahat ng waste na yan is ma-form into urine. And the urine then will travel to your ureter, masastore kay bladder, papunta kay urethra, then lalabas sa body mo through the form of urine. Okay? Now, question number 56. How do the kidneys play a crucial role in the excretory system? A. By filtering waste products from the blood. B. By producing digestive enzymes. Letter C. By regulating body temperatures. Or letter D. By storing urine in the bladder. I'll give you 10 seconds to answer this one. But I think this is a clear question naman po. We've already discussed the function of kidney. So I hope nobody get this wrong. Okay, for this question, the answer will be, comment down your answer, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer will be filtering waste products from your blood. So that's the major function of your kidneys. Now, yung sakay producing digestive enzymes, these are actually the function of pancreas and not the kidney. Dun naman po sa regulating body temperature, again, this is mainly done by the skin and the sweat glands of your integumentary system and not your kidneys of the excretory system. Now, sa kay storing of urine in the bladder, that's the bladder does this and not the kidney. Okay? Question number 57. Which of the following is a common kidney disease characterized by the inflammation of the glomeruli or the glomeruli leading to the proteinuria, impaired kidney function? A. Kidney stones. B. Urinary tract infection. Letter C. Glomerulonephritis. Or letter D. Polycystic kidney disease. Again, uulitin ko po ha. Which of the following is the common disease that characterized by the inflammation of the glomeruli leading to proteinuria and impaired kidney functions? Is it A, kidney stones, B, urinary tract infections, letter C, glomerulonephritis, or letter D, polycystic kidney disease? You have 10 seconds to answer this one. Okay, for this answer, kindly comment down your answer first. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, for this question, the answer will be glomerulonephritis. Sorry for the what you call this, the pronunciation, because it's like a tongue twister for me. So basically, this disease, or this disease, a kidney disease, is caused by the inflammation of your glomeruli, which is the tiny filters in the nephron, and this leads to protein in urines. Ibig sabihin, proteinuria. Nagkakaroon ng proteins po sa urine natin. Blood in urine is also notable with this one. Swelling and impaired of kidney function. Okay? Bakit hindi kidney stones, sir? Because kidney stones is just basically a solid mineral deposits that cause pain and block urine flow in your urinary or excretory system, but not the glomeruli inflammation. Letter B, urinary tract infection or UTI is caused by your bacteria. Letter D, polycystic kidney disease is also not the answer, because this is a genetic disorder where fluid-filled cyst grows in your kidney. Okay? Question number 58. This is how it looks like. Question number 58. What condition is characterized by the formation of solid masses in the urinary system, often causing severe pain and blockage of urine flow? A. Kidney stones. B. Urinary tract infection. Letter C. Glomerulonephritis. Letter D. Polycystic kidney disease. Again, you have 10 seconds to answer this one and 5 seconds to comment down your answer. Okay, for this question, ang answer po natin will be kidney stones. As I discussed earlier, kidney stones are mineral deposits po on your excretory systems, and it causes blockage sa pathway ng inyong excretory system, which in turn gives you or causing you severe pain when you have it. Okay? Yun. Ito yung inyong blockage po. Here. Ito ang mga naka-block na kidneys. I mean kidney stones. Okay. Question number 59. Which of the following disease is associated with the malfunctioning of the immune system leading to the attack and damage of the kidneys? A. Kidney stones. B. Urinary tract infection. C. Glomerulonephritis. Or letter D. Lupus nephritis. You have 10 seconds to answer this one. Okay. 10 seconds is up. Kindly comment down your answer. You have 5 seconds to comment down your answer. Okay. Now, when we say that the immune system is attacking itself, that's called an autoimmune disease. Okay? Now, isa lang naman po ang autoimmune disease dito sa choices. And that's the term, sorry, where is my cursor? Lupus. Lupus po is a, what you call this? Is an immune system or autoimmune system disease. Okay? The rest dyan, hindi na po yan autoimmune disease. Question number 60. Which disease is characterized by the progressive loss of kidney functions, often resulting in the need of dialysis or kidney transplantation? A. Kidney stones. B. Urinary tract infection. C. Glomerulonephritis. Or letter D. Chronic kidney disease. 10 seconds to answer this question. Then 5 seconds for your, what you call this? Commenting of the answers on the comment box. Okay. Now, the answer here is the chronic kidney disease. Now, what is chronic kidney disease? Now, chronic kidney disease is a long-term progressive loss of kidney function. Pakitandaan po ha, that's a long-term na progressive. When we say progressive, lumalala ng lumalala na loss of kidney function. Your kidneys gradually lost their ability to filter blood, and this leads up to the to build up of waste, fluid imbalance, and electrolyte problems. Kasi nga po nagkakaproblema na po sa pag-filter ng blood. This in severe cases, its end stage renal disease, requiring dialysis or kidney transplant. Kasi hindi na po talaga gumagana yung kidney as it is supposed to function. Now, next question. So, this is how it looks like. Number 61. Which of the following is not a function of the musculoskeletal system? A. Providing support and structure to the body. Letter B. Facilitating movement and locomotion. Letter C. Storing and releasing minerals such as calcium and phosphorus. Or letter D. Regulating body temperature. Again, is it providing support and structure to the body? Letter B. Facilitating movement and locomotion. Letter C. Is it the storing and releasing of minerals such as calcium and phosphorus? Or regulating body temperature? You have 10 seconds to choose your answer, and then 5 seconds po to what you call this, to comment down your answers. Wait, let me fix my posture. By the way, Sir Clinton or Sir Clinton Andolay Sumangpet, you're so active. Thank you, sir, for actively participating in this review. Now, the 10 seconds are done. 5 seconds to give your answer po sa comment box. Then, we'll answer this one. Okay. Iisa-isahin natin, ha? Now, is providing support and structure to the body a function of your muscles and your bones? Answer is yes. Is facilitating movement and locomotion a function of your muscles and your bones? Answer yes. storing minerals such as calcium and phosphorus, which is really essential for your bones, a function of your musculoskeletal system? Answer for that is also yes, which means the answer for this is letter D, regulation of body temperature. Kasi again, when we say regulation of body temperature, that's a function of your integumentary system. Okay. Question number 62. How do skeletal muscles work in the musculoskeletal system? A. By contracting and relaxing to generate force and produce movement. B. By secreting hormones that regulates bones growth. Or letter C. By providing cushioning and shock absorption for the joints. Or letter D. By producing red blood cells for oxygen transport. You have 10 seconds to answer this one. Then after that one, 5 seconds to comment down your answer. Then we'll rationalize the item. Okay, 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer for this one will be letter A, by contracting and relaxing to generate force and produce movements. Now, why? Because skeletal muscles attach to the bone via tendons. Okay? Naka-attach po siya through tendons. Now, when they contract and relax, they pull on bones. Pinupull po nila yung bones, creating the movements at the joints. They also help maintain posture and generate heat during contraction, but they do not secrete hormones that regulates bone growth. They also do not provide cushioning and shock absorption for the joints. This is done by the cartilage, and by the way, so this letter C is done by the cartilage in joints and not the skeletal muscle. Letter D, by providing red blood cells for oxygen transport, is a process done in your bone marrow. Okay? Question number 63. What is the role of ligaments in the musculoskeletal system? A. To connect muscles to bones. Letter B. To attach bones to other bones at joints. Letter C. To provide protections and support for organs. Or letter D. To store and release calcium from the muscle contraction. Again, to connect muscles to bones. B. To attach bones to another bones. At joints. Letter C, to provide protection and support for organs. Or letter D, to support and release calcium for muscle contraction. You have 10 seconds. Okay, 10 seconds is up. You have 5 seconds to comment on your answer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer for this is letter B, to attach bones to other bones at joints. Why? Because this is a function of your ligaments. This is not a function of your ligaments. Because your ligaments are strong, flexible, connective tissue that connects your bone to another bone, not to joints. They help stabilize joints. They just help stabilize joints and prevent excessive movement. Sorry po. I'm lutang na po. These are the role of your ligaments. They attach the bones to the other bones at the joints, and they are flexible and strong connective tissues. And why is letter A, C, and D not the correct answer is only because letter A is the function of tendons, letter C is the function of skeletons or bones to be specific, and letter D is bones pa rin po ang gumagawa ng letter D. Now, number 64. How do tendons contribute to the musculoskeletal system? A. By connecting bones to other bones at joints. B. By providing cushioning and shock absorption. C. By allowing for smooth and coordinated movements of joints. Or letter D. By attaching muscles to bones and transmitting muscle force. You have 10 seconds to finish and answer this question. Then 5 seconds to comment down your answer. Okay, 10 seconds is done. You have 5 seconds to comment down your answer. Okay, answer for this one is letter D, by attaching muscles to bones and transmitting muscle force. Ito po yung function ng ating tendons. Tendons are tough, fibrous connective tissues that connects your muscles to the bones. Pag makakita kayo ng muscles na connected sa bones, those are connected through tendons. Okay? When a muscle contracts, the tendon transmits the force to the bone, and this causes movement. Okay? Again, si letter A is for ligament, letter B is for cartilage, and letter C is for cartilage and synovial fluid doing that one. Okay? Number 65. Which type of muscle is responsible for voluntary movements? A. Cardiac muscle, B. Smooth muscle, C. Skeletal muscle, or D. Connective muscle? Again, is it cardiac muscle, smooth muscle, skeletal muscle, or connective muscle? You have 10 seconds to think about this question and what its answer. Then 5 seconds to comment down your answer. Okay, answer for this one is letter C, skeletal muscle. Now, si skeletal muscle is attached to bones under voluntary control. Again, voluntary control po ha. This allows to walk, write, smile, jump, what do you call this, run, dance, and any other movements. Okay? Now, si cardiac muscle naman po is found in your heart. And this is involuntary. And they pump blood. You can't just say, oh, heart, you pump there. You can't just do that because that has involuntary muscle. Sa kay smooth muscle naman po, this is found in walls of internal organs such as stomach, your intestines, your blood vessels. Those are those linings of the linings of those organs are formed through smooth muscles. Connective tissues naman, they technically doesn't exist. Maybe yung pwede pa siya kung connective tissues, pero connective muscles doesn't really exist. Next, which of the following is a chronic autoimmune disease that primarily affects the joints, causing inflammation and pains? A. Osteoporosis. B. Rheumatoid arthritis. Or letter C. Scoliosis. Or letter D. Muscular dystrophy. Again, osteoporosis, rheumatoid arthritis, scoliosis, or muscular dystrophy. You have 10 seconds to answer this one, then 5 seconds again to comment down your answer. Okay, comment down your answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer for this one is rheumatoid arthritis. Now, why is it osteoporosis not the answer? Now, osteoporosis, in osteoporosis, bones become weak and brittle due to the loss of bone density. And that's not autoimmune. Nawawalan na po ng density yung bones. Okay? Now, sa scoliosis naman po, this is just the abnormal sideways curvature of the spine. Sa spine po yan ha, and this is structural and not autoimmune. When we say autoimmune, that's a disease where the body or the system of our body is attacking its own cells or tissues. Letter D, also, muscular dystrophy is not an answer because this is not an autoimmune but rather a group of genetic disease that causes muscle weakness and degeneration. Okay? Question: which of the following condition is characterized by the gradual thinning and weakening of bones leading to increased risk of fracture? Again, which of the following condition is characterized by the gradual thinning and weakening of bones leading to increased risk of fracture? A. Osteoarthritis. B. Rheumatoid arthritis. C. Osteoporosis. Or letter D, gout. Okay, you have 10 seconds to answer this one. Then, I'll give you the answer after that one. Okay, time's up. You have 5 seconds to comment down your answer. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, the answer for this item, I think you already saw it, is osteoporosis. Okay? Now, which disorder is characterized by an abnormal lateral curvature of the spine? A. Osteomyelitis. B. Kyphosis. D. Lordosis. Or C. Scoliosis. You have 10 seconds to answer this question, and then you will be given 5 seconds to comment down your answers. Okay, time is up. Now we have here a, what do you call this, clue. Clue natin dito is the lateral curvature. Now, when we say lateral curvature, that's a curving, paganon, ng inyong spine. Okay? And that is a characteristic of your scoliosis. Now, scoliosis basically is just the abnormality or abnormal lateral or sideways curvature of your spine, often in letter S or letter C na shape, pwede siyang magpaganyan or pwede siyang magpaganyan. If you've seen a video or a picture of Catriona Gray showing his back when it's relaxed, you'll see that her back or her spine is forming a letter S na po. Because she has a severe scoliosis. Now, what is kyphosis? Kyphosis po is the excessive outward outward po siya ha, palabas. Outward na curvature of your upper spine. Dito po siya sa taas. And it is shown as a hunchback. Okay? Lordosis naman po is the excessive inward curvature of the lower spine, which is also known as the swayback. And lordosis naman po, lordosis basically is that one. Then, osteomyelitis po is bone infection, not a spinal curvature disorder. Again, osteomyelitis po is not a spine curvature but a infection. Okay? Next question. This is how it looks like. A healthy bone or spine looks like that. Straight lang po siya. Sa kyphosis po, para siyang kuba na. Sa lordosis naman po, masyado siyang kung titingnan mo, masyado siyang para siyang naka-brass out. Sa scoliosis naman po is para siyang parang may sumuntok sa spine niya, patakilid. Okay? Question. Which condition is caused by the progressive degeneration and loss of cartilage in the joint? A. Osteoporosis, B. Arthritis, C. Scoliosis, or D. Muscular dystrophy? Again, which condition is caused by the progressive degeneration and loss of cartilage in the joints? A. Osteoporosis, B. Arthritis, C. Scoliosis, or letter D. Muscular dystrophy. You have 10 seconds to answer that one, then 5 seconds to comment down your answer. Five seconds to comment on your answer. Okay, for this question, the answer will be arthritis. Okay? Na-discuss na po natin kanina si scoliosis, si muscular dystrophy, and your osteoporosis, also known as the osteoarthritis. Next question. Which disease is a genetic disorder that results in progressive weakening and wasting of the muscles? Again, which disease is a genetic disorder that results in progressive weakening and wasting of the muscles? Is it A. Osteoporosis, B. Arthritis, C. Scoliosis, or D. Muscular dystrophy? You are given 10 seconds to answer this one, then 5 seconds in commenting down your answers. Again, I just would like to commend Sir Clayton Andolay Sumangpet rather, sorry for that one. Thank you for actively participating in our comment box. For this question, the answer will be muscular dystrophy. Now, MD or muscular dystrophy is a group of genetic disorder where your genes is defective, or where defective genes interfere with muscle protein production, thus leading to the progressive muscle weakening and wasting. So, parang hindi na po magagamit yung muscle, sorry. Okay? Now, sa kay osteoporosis po, that's just bone density loss. Arthritis naman po, joint inflammation and not the muscle. And sa kay scoliosis is the curvature of your spine. Okay? Question number 71. Which of the following is not a primary function of the integumentary system? A. Protection against pathogens and UV radiation. B. Regulation of body temperature. Letter C. Synthesis of vitamin D. Or letter D. Production of red and white blood cells. You have 10 seconds to answer this one. 5 seconds to comment down your answer. Okay. Now 10 seconds is up. Iisa-isahin na naman po natin ang ating answers. Now, is protection against pathogens and UV radiation a function of your integumentary system? But first, we have to define what is integumentary system. This is the system ng skin po, ha? Sa mga hindi nakakaalam, integumentary system is the system of our skin. Now, does your skin protects you against pathogens? Of course it does. It covers your body from the inside part of your body to the outside para hindi siya ma-expose agad-agad into other pathogens. Does it protect you from UV radiation? Of course it does. So that's yes, not hindi po siya ang answer because it is a function of the integumentary system. Now, is the regulation of body temperature a function of your integumentary system? As what I've been saying kanina, integumentary systems has sweat glands and blood vessels in the skin that helps you cool or helps you cool down or convert or conserve heat. Now, does your skin or does your integumentary system produce or synthesize vitamin D? The answer is yes, it does. It does produce vitamin D when exposed to sunlight. And if that's the case, the answer will be letter D, the production of red blood and white blood cells, because that's basically done in your bone marrows. Okay? Next question, number 72. What is the outermost layer of the skin called? A. Epidermis, B. Dermis, C. Hypodermis, or D. Subcutis? Again, epidermis, dermis, hypodermis, or subcutis. You have 10 seconds to answer, then 5 seconds to comment down your answer. Okay, for this question, sorry, I'm checking the live po kasi. Wait lang po ha. Okay. I'm just checking the live session po. For this question, the answer will be Letter A, epidermis. Sorry, I really need to look for the live. Okay. Okay. Why is it the epidermis? Now, this is how your skin looks like. Yung nasa pinakataas po is the epidermis. Then, after that layer of skin na nasa taas is the dermis, where your glands are located. Tapos, after niyang dermis ninyo, yung hypodermis naman po ang susunod. Sa hypodermis naman po, makikita yung mga fats, yung mga